the sewing gals, at one day Harold ripped his pants out, okay, the crotch.
Mm-hmm.
The secretary, he takes them off and tells the secretary to go get them sewed for him. Hands them out the office door. I'm in there with him. And then I leave, takes them out there, and Helen Martin, she's the head sewer, she sews them up, but they don't give them back to him. He is stuck in there for most of the day without any pants. He's sitting behind his desk. Where if like anybody comes in, well, they can't see anything because he's sitting down. They stuck him in there for a couple hours before they gave him his pants back. They really got him going that day.
What was his name?
Harold Stein. He was a plant manager a year I was there. Then I was assistant plant manager, and I ended up later on as a purchasing agent in Dayton because Dick Zindorf, or whatever his name is, quit and went to work at a bank. So I took purchasing over when I went to Dayton.
What, is he working at a bank in Covington now?
He was, the last I knew.
That's the guy.
Super nice guy. I think it's Zinsdorf or something like that. You had Zindorf. It might be Zinn or it might be Zinsdorf, but the last I knew, that's where he worked, in that bank on the corner. But that's been several years ago.
I heard that.
He had been there quite a while too. He can probably.
He took over from White Neck after they fired White Neck? White Neck?
Yeah, I expect, yeah. Yeah, he was over it when Harold and I went in there. Well, he wasn't over it. There was a Frank Seth that was over it. But I don't know whether Frank Seth was a plant manager when Harold and I both went there. Harold went in as an engineer.
White Neck was the first plant manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I would imagine maybe Dick Zindorf was second. He might, I don't know what he was classified as. And then Frank Seth would be after Zindorf, because Frank Seth was the head man when I went to work there.
S-E-T-H?
Yeah, S-E-T-H. Frank Seth. And he was there about a year after I started. And I think that was in 66. 67, somewhere around in there, late 66. And then Harold Stein was the engineer, and then he got to be plant manager after Seth left. And then I was assistant plant manager under Harold. And then in Dayton, I was purchasing agent.
Purchasing agent Dayton.
So was Dick to start with. And like I say, I'll go through, if I find any papers and pictures and whatever else I find here or think of, I'll write it down and get with you, because I haven't really until last night done anything. I dug the stuff out a few days ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And I haven't had any time. I just finished a big job at work quoting, and
I've just been
got another one starting, and but I just need to get away from it a little bit, and I'll just spend some time looking this stuff up now. Get it for you.
Lug casings are made in Clayton, Ohio, right?
Lug casings.
The lugs.
No, the lugs were made in Dayton, Ohio. The
lugs weren't made in Clayton.
No, the only thing that was made in Clayton was the spun shells, steel, or brass rather, not brass or steel. They were brass.
Clayton spun brass shells.
Right. The Dysonic, the power tones were done in Clayton, Ohio. They were spun brass.
Not just one piece rolled, cold rolled,
Well, they were rolled, but,
rolled, form rolled.
yeah.
Okay. Scratch this off there. The casings, I don't even know where they're made, but find that out. Tension rods, strainers, rods.
But the lugs were made in Dayton, Ohio, Acrocast.
What was it? Acro?
Acrocast.
One word?
No, dash C-A-S-T.
A-C-R-O?
A-C-C-R-O.
C-R-O.
And the sales manager was Russ Webb, but right now I can't think of the guy that owned the place. I ran into him a few years ago. In fact, I stopped down to see him 5 years ago. It's been since I seen him and talked to either one of them.
Sales manager is Russ who?
Webb, W-E-B-B. The last I knew, I'm sure he still does, lives in It's Dorothy or Betty. Dorothy is the one gal that you got there.
Dorothy Engel?
No, that other gal I just wrote down. You asked me about the guy, and I told you. I can't think of his name right now.
Colette?
Started with an S.
Frank Seth? Now employee that starts with an S.
Thought you did. You asked me about a guy, and then I said, well, that's Dorothy so-and-so, and then the guy was a truck driver.
Okay, we'll be back here in the Jim Platt.
Platt. I'm all wrong with my letters, wasn't it?
Dorothy Platt.
Dorothy Platt, and worked in the office. And Betty, put down Betty, and I'll think of her name in a little bit. She was the head one in the office when I was there.
Dorothy Platt, secretary.
Dorothy might have taken care of some of the books and that, but
Jim Platt.
Jim Platt was a truck driver and general handyman. Looking at the book, there's a start with a K, I think. That ain't gonna be hard to find.
Anybody named Hill? He worked there, do you remember? I got a Hill and a question mark, no first name.
And I think there was. There was also a guy that worked with Don Martin in the machine shop that lived on 36 going into town. In fact, he had a wreck with my car one day, taking it home to go get something. I have to think of his name too.
Are you looking up the lady that was payroll?
Well, she was kind of the head honcho in there when they were there. Kreitzer. It was been Betty Kreitzer. K-R-R-T-Z-E-R.
K-R-I-T.
Now, that was her maiden name.
When she worked there?
Well, no, she was married when she worked there, but I can't think of her married name. And then she got divorced from that guy, and then ended up married Harold Stein. It's a long story.
No? Okay.
But Betty Kreitzer, and then I can't remember her name because she was married to another guy when I started working there.
Oh, she'd be the office manager, maybe?
Yeah, basically. Dorothy done a lot too, Dorothy Platt. But I don't know. Betty was over Dorothy, or they worked together. You don't know what any such thing, but that was her name.
Where was Route 48 then?
48
Out here?
this way. Down the hill. Well, we're gonna run a copy of that anyway when we get down anyway. So I'm gonna get a copy of Roy's there, and in that book, and you want me to run some stuff of that one, right? You want this, Ron?
Oh,
Because I didn't run that.
but most of that should be in catalogs.
Yeah, that's probably where it's taken.
Yeah. No, just this.
Okay, well, let's take that.
Set this aside.
And what else do we want to do here? I mean,
Yeah, so get this stuff back in. I guess Joe and Biddy Etter played in a local dance band.
yeah.
Humpty Warlocker on the drums. He was,
I remember hearing that name.
I guess he worked with Joe way early on.
There's a fella, I don't know if he's still alive or not, that played drums in Frank Neville's band here in town. That used Roger's drums. He bought a lot of stuff from us.
Sure.
Huh?
Betty Kreitzer.
Yeah, I found it in a book, honey, thanks.
Oh.
Now, she was married though when I started there to some other guy, but I
Yeah,
can't.
wasn't she married to one of the Flathoods?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, one time, but that was a different guy than she was